Okay, we're here back at the Vino Rod. I'm going to be doing work with the PTFE fuel lines. I want to show you how I end up doing it. It's my last fitting to put on, and I'm going to show you how I do it. So we'll cut this off with the 4.5-inch grinder. All right, so the trick is cutting this thing off as square as you can. We've got a little bit of these burrs going on right here. So I'm going to take a file and see what I can do with making it easier to slip this collar over this area here. PTFE is a good fuel line, but I feel it's very difficult to get these fittings together. So what I do myself is I've got some olive oil, and I get it brushed on here. It doesn't even hurt to have it gooped up inside the fitting there. And then now I'm going to fit it over. Okay. So I've got it fit over like that. They'll call this an olive. It's going to go on in this direction here. So I picked up this this is what the olive fits over. And that's going to go into -6. You flip this around and it'll go 8, 9, and 10. Good sharp one. So I like to try to gauge it by just putting the olive next to the pipe and then being able to strike a line at the edge of the olive. And I'll just work this around and just burying it into the wire, keeping it as straight or parallel to the end as I can. Find the edge where I've cut it and cut it back that way. And as you can see, I can peel this off. The very first fitting that I tried, I didn't remove this, which I'm not saying I did it the right way, but I could not get the olive to go inside unless I removed this piece. Take this end and kind of pick this open a touch so the olive will fit down in this flower, right? You're going to see how it's floured out. So now the olive is going to go in between that. But in between that, so the olive is going to fit in between this wire and that PTFE hose. But what I've done is I kind of, as I go, I try to continue to maybe work on the debris that gets in there from cutting it with a grinder. I've tried to use a pair of electric, like if you were an electrician, you've got these big cable shears. I tried cable shears on it and it just mushed it. Didn't cut it at all. This is what I found out that allowed me to cut it. Okay, so now that I've got that. You can see maybe that there's a little bit of debris that came out. I don't know how well you can see it, but still going to have to clean it. I'm still going to go back and pull sections apart. And I thought about carb cleaner, but I found out I could use alcohol too. So I might end up, using alcohol and compressed air to clean it, final clean it before I hook it all back up. Okay, so I've done the cleaning process, and so I'm going to go back to putting the olive back on, right? And I like just using some oil on it. So as you can see, right, it's the cone shape goes up. The flat part is on the face of this. Half-inch wooden dowel to knock this in, right? So I caught the fitting about the center of the fitting where it's clamped. And giving it some good hits. Not too hard, right? Just enough to help sink it into that fitting. All right, so where you can see the fitting that I'm making up, and see how well this works out. Man, you kidding me? Frickin' guy did it right the first time. That's unfriggin' believable. All right, so that's it, fellas. Fuel lines are run. So now I'm going to pick up and I'm going to start pulling them apart and cleaning them. And then after I clean them, I'll pressure test the system. I'll probably bring you guys along to pressure test it with me. And we'll see how successful that have been assembling this stuff for the very first time. So probably after cutting this here, cutting in it in the back, cutting it, rounding it off here, and then this idler pulley is going to probably be somewhere, if I'm not in the way. Somewhere in this area, possibly a 90, and then coming across here, which will get me contact from about this point here to this point here. And full disclosure, I've run this bracket before, and this was the contact I had before. And I burnt my engine down. I burnt up an engine and threw rod bearings. And I was on the freeway. A couple of good looking girls went by, so I was showing off. Yep. So showing off got me to burn my engine down. So with a couple of the comments that were left when I showed this for the first time, I believe they were correct, because when I took the engine apart, the rod bearings on cylinder 5 and 6 were toast. And I took the oil pump off because I thought maybe I had run out of oil, which caused my breakdown, or my pump stopped working. Well, my pump worked. So that leads me to believe that Glenn was correct, and I'm not sure. Glenn Miller, he's got a channel here. He comments on here, and I just want to say that's good perception. This is a bracket that Speedway sells, and this is the contact you're going to get unless you do something different. This is an inward alternator setup. It's a short water pump, so my alternator will not fit. It is past, so this is where the top of the valve cover is. So I've got about 2.5 to 3 inches inward. So I can't, with a short water pump, so I would have to have probably pulleys out to this far to get this to fit right here. I don't have the room to put it here. I don't even have the room to reverse it and mount it because it will hit my radiator. Yes, you could take this alternator and reverse it. And I was speaking on my throttle the last video, and Ole's was telling me to run my throttle from this area because it doesn't know. It just like your alternator, it doesn't know what position it's in. You can run it, and you could run your alternator in this direction and it would work. So love the comments, because comments have bailed me out. I believe that I would be taking a chance if I didn't have this belt, because it will slip in acceleration. Well, that's what I was doing on the freeway. I was going about 60, and then I would freaking floor it, and I would be going about 75, and I would probably go about 200 yards, and I'd let off, and then right back on it again. And I probably did that 7 or 8 times. Well, I believe this was slipping, and yeah, I didn't have a temperature gauge. Take me to jail. That's how it happens, guys. That's exactly how it happens. So I'm going to leave it here. I'm going to continue to work on this week. I'm going to turn me another bushing spacer, because I'm going to put one right here. But hey, keep the comments coming. There was 2 people. You'd have to go back and look at that video, and there was 2 people that left comments. Redneck Coachworks, or he comments on my videos, so find him after he commented and click on his channel and go over and give him support. All right, we're going to end this here, guys, and we'll see you soon.